watching Dontaesboxingnation.
Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So in a lawsuit like this that can be one of the biggest game changers in the sport of boxing, Terence Crawford on Tuesday was granted motion to remand his case versus Top Rank to Nevada, per count documents. Previously, Top Rank filed notice of removal from state court to federal. Crawford sued Top Rank in January and alleged racial bias. The order issued by the federal court today sent a very clear message to Top Rank. They said it would not allow Top Rank's gamemanship in trying to avoid the proper jurisdiction of the state court in Nevada. So as you guys can see in this report, Bob Arum did not want the lawsuit in Las Vegas because he obviously feels that it being in Las Vegas, the lawsuit will favor Terence Crawford even more. But the judge he shot down Bob Arum refused to move this lawsuit to another jurisdiction. I tell you guys all the time, a microphone and a camera is the most dangerous weapon in the world. And those microphones and cameras are really going to be used against Bob in this lawsuit. Bob has went on record saying that he killed the Crawford-Manny Pacquiao fight because he didn't want to see Manny Pacquiao get hurt, which means Bob Arum is admitting he was sabotaging Crawford's career because your whole job as a promoter is to put him in those big fights. This is what promoters traditionally do. When you have an older fighter and you have the newer generation fighter, you try to pass the torch from the older guy to the younger guy. Oscar De La Hoya versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya. Muhammad Ali versus Larry Holmes, which I believe Bob Arum actually promoted that fight. But that is traditionally how it works when you are a promoter. So Bob Arum, he says that he killed that fight years ago, and then he complained that he was losing money promoting Terence Crawford when that wasn't even true, which is where the defamation in the lawsuit is going to come in, because Terence Crawford, for years, he was getting some of the highest ratings on ESPN. There was a couple times where Terence Crawford was involved in the most viewed boxing event of the year. And yet, I never really heard Bob Arum talk about that. In fact, we have never heard Bob Arum say that someone who was on the coincidental list was losing Bob Arum money, when we know Bob has a lot of fighters that are not black that don't sell tickets. Guys, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, there are so many things that Bob Arum has said on camera that can be used against him in this lawsuit. And honestly, it seems like an open and closed case. And if Terence Crawford wins this lawsuit, this may start a trend. We may start seeing other black fighters come out and suing their promoter, or maybe suing the WBC for the biased things that the WBC is doing. I mean, there's a lot of lawsuits out there. You have a lot of media outlets, networks out there that are completely misleading the public. The truth is, if Devin Haney wanted to sue a lot of these people, he could have sued them when they were telling the public that Kambosos or Teofimo Lopez, they were undisputed. Because he was telling people that Devin Haney was not the champion. Devin Haney, he had a huge lawsuit for slander, and he would have won easy if he wanted to go that route. I always tell you guys, the sport of boxing is the wild, wild west of all sports. Because everything that goes on in the sport of boxing, if this was the NFL, the NBA, every single corrupt thing that gets done in the sport of boxing, oh man, it would be international news. I mean, this lawsuit, for example, would be some of the biggest news in all of sports in the country if boxing was operated like the NFL and the NBA. Tyson Fury cheating and then trying to bribe a farmer, to hide the lie. That would have been the biggest news in boxing. But in boxing, Old media, they didn't even report it. They swept it right underneath the rug. The Latino boxing judge who got suspended when they found out she was a racist after she completely robbed a black fighter of his win. They later on found out she was a complete racist because she was posting some of the most extreme racist tweets towards black people. She got suspended, and the WBA just brought her right back to judging. She's right back to judging fights right now. That is the true definition of a conflict of interest. But none of this gets reported in the sport of boxing because the sport of boxing is driven on race, nationality, and pride. So when it comes to this lawsuit, man, once again, this could be historic. This lawsuit could be historic. I really want to see if Bob Arum is going to settle out of court or if he's going to fight this case to the end. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But once again, with those microphones and cameras, Terence Crawford is looking good for him. He's got way too much evidence to back up his case. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
I'm just excited, dog.
So how long did that take right there?
How much are you saying?
Like 2 hours.
That was it?
For this the first section.
So this.
Oh, so it get better than that?
Oh yeah, I'm just starting him off. I gotta see him.
Well, you came to the right man, dog.
So
you came to the right
this
one.
brother here walked in, looking to get his stuff done. He just got his first session. What do you think?
It definitely looked good. It's perfect to me. You know what I mean?
Perfect to me too.
Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man ScalpCarolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.